what year was that you went to Corcoran?
I was there in 2010.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Well, man, I left there in 98. So.
My cellie there, his name was Smiley.
Really?
Yeah, he's from Orange County.
Oh, wow. What a trip.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Was that his nickname?
That was the nickname, Smiley.
Yeah, yeah.
Every weekend he was supposed to hit. His old lady was going to bring him something, right? Every single weekend. He'd go out there, and she would bring him a little bit of meth, just a little bit. He would get too scared to bring it back, so he'd put in his Pepsi and just do it out there and visiting. Then he would come back to the cell, full tilt boogie, and every single time he's going to write a book. He'd start writing himself a book. Hey, you want to go to breakfast, Mom? Stay here and work on this book all weekend long, dude. Write that book. Then the next weekend, I'm going to bring something back, brother. You go to visit, come back. I was too scared. I drank it all. I'm going to work on that book, though.
You're paranoid, huh?
Paranoid, dude. Just did it all out of visiting, man.
Yeah, you know, when I was in Corcoran, man, when I was in Corcoran, there was this guy, he used to go out there and hit a little speed, and he'd sit in there and snort speed and read the Bible. You know, that was his trip, man. And you know, all them dudes around him like, hey, man, you know, how about some of that speed? And he was kind of tight with it, so they ended up jumping on and beating him down, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how it is when a guy's got something and everybody wants it. And
oh, yeah.
You know.
Can't be tight with it either. You can't be tight with it.
Well, you know, I mean, I used to do a little something every now and then, and I was always like, you know, some guys had something coming and other guys had to pay, you know? That's
exactly right. Just take care of your homeboys so they'll have your back later.
Yeah, well, you know, I just took care of some of my homeboys and some of my friends that weren't really my homeboys. They're just my friends. I just did it because they were my friends and my homeboys, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
That's the thing to do, you know? But, you know, I had dudes, man, that when I was in Corcoran, man, there was a dude in B section, man. He was on his door, you know, peeping. Our guys would come up to our cell doors. Me and my neighbor were doing shit, you know, and they'd walk away, and this dude be like, hey, man, what's going on? Hey, did they hit? You know, and finally I had to say, hey, dude, you know, you got to keep your nose out of my business, man, or I'm gonna have to stab you.
Yeah.
I mean,
put us on blast over here.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, it's just like, what I really used to trip on, bro, is guys that didn't have any money were always asking, you know, what we were doing. And I'm like, you know, hey, look, what are you, a fucking rat?
Yeah.
Because I'm not giving you nothing. So, and I know you ain't buying nothing. So why do you want to know what I'm doing? Right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what the fuck, man? You know? Yeah, you know, yeah, prison's weird now, man. I mean, you know, I went to the pen in 1979. I got busted, and I got to the pen in 80, and I got to San Quentin in 81. So, I mean, it was a whole different game back then. You didn't do that kind of shit. You know, guys would kill you for that shit.
You still have big homeboys on the yard then, huh?
Everybody was on the yard.
Yeah.
Everybody was, you know, they're either in the hole or on the yard or back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, drugs are a whole different deal back then, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I knew guys that were selling dope in the hole and sending money out to their homeboy on the main line to send out to the streets to get, you know, to re-up, you know, and when they got out of the hole, they found out, you know, he was, these are biker dudes, you know? They found out he was fucking the money off, so they stabbed him, you know? Try to kill him. Oh, yeah. It was a whole different game back then, you know? Mm-hmm. But, yeah, so how was Corcoran when you were there? Were you on 3B?
3B, yes. It was a level 3 when I was there.
Yeah. I heard they changed. It was level 4 when I was in 3B in 4 building. I liked all the murals there.
Yeah. You mean which girls that? The COs or?
No, all the murals on all the buildings.
Oh, I thought you said the girls. I thought you said the girls. I was like, nah. I think there might have been a couple of fine COs. That's the only girl I saw. Oh, the murals. Yeah.
That was a good yard. Now, was that yard fenced off when you were there?
Yeah, it was. There's 5 buildings, but there's a fence in between them. I think the 1 and 2 building was on one side, and 3 and 4 and 5 were on a different side. All
right. Yeah. See, when I was there were no fences.
Yeah.
You know, I remember one day I went to, matter of fact, she came to visit me, you know, my wife, and you know, where you go down the corner to visit, you go out that pop gate to visit, and I was standing there, and this Southsider jumped on this dude, and he was stabbing the fuck out of him right in front of the program office, man. He stabbed him like 25 times, and I'm pushing the button. I'm thinking, man, pop the gate, you know, because I want to get out to my visit, and I got out, I got out to the visiting room. I told her, hey, listen, the alarm's going to go off in a minute, you know, and sure enough, you know, as soon as I sat down, man, the alarm went off. But that was
good thing you made it out there.
Huh?
Good thing you made it out to the visiting.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
They would have sent you back if you're on the other side, huh? They could have sent you back.
Yeah, they would have just sent us back. But there were no fences, so I mean, it was wide open, man, and you know, they had Southsiders, Northerners, Pisces, Blacks, Whites, Bloods, Crips, everything there, you know. It was a crazy yard, man. But, you know, the food was actually pretty good when I was there, and I kind of liked that pen.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. When I was there, the Northern and Southerners were on lockdown.
Oh, yeah?
And so I went to check on the Bakersfield Southsiders who were in my building.
Yeah.
Homeboys check out for them. They ended up taking care of me. They had way more going on than I did. And they were slamming their cell in a lockdown. They're shooting me down, carrying packages and stuff. I was like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
Of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't want to ask. I don't even want to know what you guys are doing, but they obviously got something going on.
So how long were you there?
I was only doing a short violation. I was surprised I even left Wasco. I left Wasco probably only like 45 days left.
Yeah.
I had a short violation.
So you didn't have a job or anything when you were there?
Yeah, I did have a job. I had a job in the kitchen, which I hated.
Yeah. You know, what I liked about Corcoran, you know, when I was there was when they opened Corcoran, a lot of the old school cops from San Quentin and Folsom and Tracy and everything, they went there to work there. So they ran it like an old school prison.
Yeah.
Oh, like when I was there, like if your race was involved with a stabbing or something, you know, they would just lock your race down and let everyone else out.
Yeah.
And like if the whites were locked down, I was a PIA worker, I got to go to work. And I got canteen phone calls and showers because I was a PIA worker, even though my race was locked down. So I kind of liked the way they ran it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what I liked about Soledad too. It's an old pen.
Oh, yeah, like Soledad, yeah. So
you know what's crazy is when I went out of state, the COCF, out of state transfer to Arizona, I thought I was going to be in an Arizona prison amongst Arizona inmates.
Yeah.
But to get there, come to find out it's a California prison, just in Arizona.
Right.
With only California inmates, all California rules. But they had these rent-a-cops, these Walmart security guards. They didn't know what they were doing, man. We were just working them like a rib, bro. You know you have to get one package every 90 days. They didn't know that. If you got a package once a week, they'd let you have it.
Is that right?
And this guy, he got a box that was taped up. They didn't even tape it. They just handed it to him. It was some clippers. Yeah, it could have been a pound of weed and a big old butcher knife in there. They didn't know what was going on, man. It's crazy.
Well, you know, California prisoners, man, they got a little bit more game than I think the rest of the country, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, if, you know, I heard the out-of-state prisons, that they got, they got everybody else, you know, from other states because they're private prisons.
Yeah.
But they got the California guys like segregated amongst their own.
Yes.
You know, that's how it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I seen Alaska. Alaska dudes had their own little pod, caddy corner.
Yeah.
They're walking around, shower shoes in the day room.
Yeah.
You know, it's just some dudes we know, we say, get in the shower, fool. I can tell you're a fireman, straight sleeping in your clothes and shit.
Yeah, you know, California is a whole different animal. So
it is,
when you got out of Corcoran, how long did you stay out?
I did not stay out long when I got out of Corcoran at all. I went right back, probably like 5 months. So that's long for me.
Yeah.
And actually, when I got out of Corcoran, that's the only time out of all my CDC career I actually did report to parole and tried to do a pretty good program.
Right.
Because I'd inherited a house. And right away, I'd got an equity loan on it. So I was afraid I was going to lose it. So I was staying out there trying to pay the equity loan. So I was trying to do good, but I ended up getting a violation anyway, so.
Oh, really? So did you end up losing the house or?
No, I had squatters in it though. Some squatters were in there and stuff like that, weird stuff. Then the neighbor kept filling up a swimming pool with my water hose.
Oh, wow.
He's like, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. It's like, I kind of feel like it is a big deal for somehow. I don't know how, but maybe a big water bill shit. I don't know, but I felt comfortable with it. Yeah, I had weird squatters there and shit.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. So what, you get busted again or you get violated or what?
Yes, when I was at Corcoran, I had my heroin connection even living in that house. So then when I got out, I was absconding right away. No, I was reporting my parole, but he still didn't want me to live there because he was selling heroin. So I never really got to live there. I always had my heroin connection living in that house.
All
so
right.
it was kind of weird too. Yeah, I lived there when I first got out, Arizona, about 2009. I lived there for a little while, for like 3 months. Then when it got raided, and I went to ICDTP, and then I never lived in the house again.
So what's ICTP?
It's an in-custody drug treatment program. I did it twice.
All right.
You go there as a violator.
All right, so like, was your drug of choice like heroin or speed or just whatever?
Heroin.
Was that right?
And I'm on methadone now. And that's what cracks me up when people tell me they think I'm on speed, because I get it. I'm kind of like razzy and stuff. That is my personality. I'm not going to sit up here and just, hey, guys, how are you? It's not me. I'm just kind of off the hook, take it or leave it. But if I was on speed, brother, you would know. I would not be sitting in front of this fucking phone talking to you, hanging out. I'd be in the hood with a bandana real low, probably like some pick marks, a big-ass knife on my side, and I'd be running from the cops, and I'd be doing it full tilt boogie, and I wouldn't be trying to fuck with this YouTube bullshit.
Yeah.
If I was kicked out of the game. Yeah, for sure, bro.
Well, people don't understand this YouTube thing. It takes a lot of time and energy, man.
Yes, it does.
You really got to focus on it. I've been kind of slacking lately, but
it's not as easy as it looks. It takes me a couple hours to do a video. I take like 3 hours to prep just to get my mind right, figure out what I'm going to say, and come up with a topic.
Yeah, then you got to edit them and all that kind of stuff. Hey, so you went back and you went to Corcoran. So how many terms did you do, like between Corcoran and now? I mean,
it's kind of confusing. Okay, well, when I got out of Soledad, I discharged my P number. Remember I told you last time I got out and didn't even get to enjoy my discharge? Because I absconded from the gate with 2 months hanging on parole, and they just went ahead and discharged me.
All right.
So I came back and got my F number. I caught a 4-year term for burglary GTA, and I went to Soledad, and then I'm going out of state. And then I come back to Bakersfield when I paroled for the 4 years. I was out a couple months, and they raided my house, the house I inherited, and I got ICTP. Then I got out, and my heroin connection was living there. I got ICTP again, and then I got out. Then I went back, and then I went to Corcoran. So my 4-year term, when I got back from Arizona, it was like ICDP, Corcoran, and then I went back to Wasco for another violation. So it was like a quick succession. I would just hit the streets and just go right back in within a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two.
Yeah.
I don't know if that answers your question. I can't remember what your question was, but
Yeah. I just wondering, what your hey, so like you were in CMC West, right?
Yes.
Now I was there, like when you were there, tobacco was legal or not?
They had just took it away. I was there in 2004.
All right, see, I got there in 2013. And so when I got there, man, like the yard I was on E yard, which I don't know what, it was different numbers or letters back then, but it's down towards the back by the visiting room.
Yeah, that would be called the 2 yard when I was there.
Dude, they put up big old fences on that back fence there and lights, because, and then they put, the windows in that place. It's, for people that don't know, that's an old military barracks.
Yes.
Guys from the 1800s and stuff. It used to be a fort in the 1800s, but they brought guys back from World War II, wounded soldiers, and housed them there. And actually, the National Guard owns that property. So the state prison rents it from them. They're not allowed to cut down all the trees and all that kind of shit. So anyways, the windows are wide open, right? You can climb in and out of the windows if you want to. But so on the building 2 and 3 and 4 down there on the bottom, they fenced in the windows. They screened them off because guys were coming up with footballs. They were throwing footballs over the fence, man, with, tobacco, drugs, cell phones. They were tossing them over. Homeboys are coming up there and throwing them over, and guys are climbing out the windows and getting them. And
Yes, definitely.
It was just like off the hook, man. I mean, they were finding guys with, you know, 20 cans of tobacco and 15, 20 cell phones. And that was just common, you know. And so, yeah, it was just, it was
Those barracks are crazy. When you walk, they shake. Those barracks,
yeah,
huh?
it's an old building, man, and it's termite infested. And
We got in a riot in one of those. That thing was rocking, man.
yeah, there were riots here when I was there. Yeah, you know, people don't understand what it's like to live in a 90-man dorm.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you want to talk about that? I mean, dude, it's just. Did they have lifers there when you were there?
Was it what?
Did they have lifers there when you were there?
I don't believe so. No, I don't think there were lifers. No. I don't think they let them go there.
Yeah, because they just started letting lifers go there after, you know, right before I went there. But
yeah. But I liked that. I thought it was a pretty cool pen.
You know, for me,
like
man.
People are always throwing stuff over the fences, man.
Yeah, I had a corner bunk, but I mean, guys are up all night, you know, like tattooing, gambling, fucking, you know, shooting dope, staying up all night. Just, dude, it was crazy.
You could tattoo easy there. You could really tattoo easy there at that pen, huh?
Oh, not when I was there.
No? Oh, when I was there, we
no.
just throw a blanket over one of them back racks. But you had to get a good cop, though.
You know, when I was there, they had a lot of rats there.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
And like, there was a guy named Shadow of Southside. He was tattooing there, man. And he'd go in the day room and tattoo during the day, and they'd run in the day room side door there and bust him as soon as he started tattooing.
Mm.
You know, guys are telling.
Really when I was there.
You know, you got to figure with lifers there. You know, at that time, I figured I was never going to get out of prison, right?
Mm.
So I really didn't give a fuck about a whole lot. Just I cared about my artwork and trying to get some food, you know. And the food there was pretty shitty when I was there.
Did they make you go to the chow hall for the lunch?
No, they gave me a sack lunch when I was there.
When I was there, you had to go to the chow hall for a peanut butter sandwich. It was stupid, man.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
Well, one time they had a hot lunch, you know, but they did away with that.
Mm.
So they brought a bunch of lifers there, and you got to figure that guy's been down 20, 30 years. Now they're level 2. Actually, a lot of guys had 0 points, you know.
Yeah.
That's as low as a guy could go as a lifer. And, you know, a few guys were starting to get found suitable. And so there were guys snitching, man. They would tell on you for anything, man. I mean, I socked this dude up, man, and I knocked his tooth out. And the yard cop, his name was Thomas, and he was a guy.
I remember him. I remember him.
Right? He was like Mr. fucking security information guy. And he was on vacation when I socked this dude up, and when he came back about a month later, it was like a month later, bro. I'm walking down the hill to go to the yard, and he goes, "Hey, Smiley." I go, "What's up?" He goes, "You know, there's no secrets around here." I go, "What?" And you know, they had bocce ball courts there. And I used to play bocce ball. And he goes, you know, there's no secrets here. I said, "That's right. I'm the bocce ball king. I'm the bocce king." You know, I just try to play it off like I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. But he knew. He knew I knocked that dude up, you know, but it was kind of late to do anything about it, you know?
Yeah. When I was there, a guy got jumped. I didn't do it. Everyone knew I didn't do it, but the cops came and busted me and snatched me up, threw me in the hole, and my homeboys got mad. The guys from IE did it. So my homeboys from Bakersfield wanted the guys from IE to go tell on their homeboy, tell the cops, no, our homeboy did it to get me out of the hole. And they're like, we're not going to do that. You know, my homeboys, like, they couldn't really expect them to go tell on themselves, but
right.
They're just mad that I got caught up for nothing. So, yeah, eventually one of the rats went and told the cops, hey, you guys got the wrong guy. I don't know who did or whatever, but I'm glad. I sat in the hole for like 8, you know, R&R in the hole. They're getting ready to shoot me to the east side. But I didn't do it. All because I was like messing with I had like a pimple on my neck and I was messing with it, so it was kind of red. Then this tattoo on my eye kind of looked like the guy had a tattoo too, or he had like an ear piercing or something. I kind of looked like him, tall and skinny. So, yeah, they're going to get me, man. One of the rats set the record straight, a tipster.
Yeah, you know, it's weird how rats usually hurt you, but sometimes they could save you. Huh?
Man, yeah.
So I mean, people don't know, like how was that there? Like matter of fact, like your whole time in prison, like you think dudes are solid, but then things happen and only certain guys know, right? And then you have that kind of experiences where all of a sudden the cops know exactly what happened.
Oh yeah. Like that house that I inherited when I got out from that 4-year term, and I inherited a house. I had hardly nobody there, nobody. And I was absconding from parole right away, and I had a bunch of cash. I was just trying to kick it and do heroin. I had my old lady. I don't want to mess with nobody. And yes, the house got raided. It's like, what in the hell? I only had like just a couple people there, man. How in the hell could it have gotten raided? So yeah. They always get raided. They always know where everything's at, so they always know, just like you say, it's messed up, man.
Yeah, it's the same way in prison, though,
Yeah.
I mean, people think, there's a convict code and all that shit, but only certain guys abide by that.
Yep, very few.
Everybody has their own agenda, and, my agenda was just to be left the fuck alone, right? But,
yeah.
I mean, guys are trying to get out of prison, got life sentences, and other guys are trying to, whatever, stay where they're at or transfer somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
some guys want to pump shit up. Just like when I was at Soledad, we had that issue with the Northerners. They put that white guy in the cell and he got killed. So, I mean.
So you were in Soledad North Yard before it was a PC yard.
Yes, twice. I was there back to back twice.
All right, so what year were you there?
I went there the first time in 2006 in Toro Dorm as a level 2. They got that little dorm on the yard there.
Right.
And then I came back 2008. I was in the cells. I was in Whitney.
All right, so how was that? That was a level 3, right?
Yeah, level 3.
All right, so how was that?
Very active. That was a very active yard. Yeah. So
right.
we got off of the Northerners over them putting a white guy in a Northerner cell. Northerner killed him. So then it kicked off in this building, then it kicked off in this dorm, then it kicked off over here. Then it was all kind of calm. Everything kicked, they had to kick. We're kind of mellowed out, let us do our logging down and come off. There's like 100 solid Northerners. No, actually, I'm going to take that back. 300 solid Northerners and maybe 50 whites. We're not real eager. We'll go into battle if we have to, but we're going to get mollywopped, dude. Let's keep it honest. So we're let it die down. But yeah, we're getting kites from the hole from people who aren't even there. Kick it off. Kick it back off. Like, dude, you guys are not here. You come kick it off from the front. Why would you get us kites telling us to kick it off? It's just stupid, man. That's what you're talking about.
They're not even on the yard, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, so
come lead from the front.
I remember a bunch of guys from San Diego, from Donovan got sent there to Soledad North right before that happened. And so what you're talking about is, wasn't that Northerner a white dude?
Yes, white Northerner.
So, and they put some older man, a white man, in his cell with him.
Yeah, he wasn't that old though. I believe like a Cocoa County wood, Northern County wood. Yeah. Walks in, introduces himself, and the dude's like, I'm a Northerner. The white guy beats on the door, tells the cop, I need out. And he goes, I'll come get you after count. So then the Northerner tells him, just have a seat on my bed. No big deal, bro. And he sits on his toilet and pulls his privacy curtain and gets his piece out and comes out and fucking shanks the dude and kills him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard he killed the white dude got killed,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was that was fucked up. So so what happened? Like they didn't lock the pen down over that?
Yeah. Real quick. It happened on A-Yard. So then A-Yard kicked off. They were doing a figure count time. I believe the workers were out doing dinner or whatever. So they kicked it off, whatever workers were out. Then you got the dorm, Fremont dorm, which you can't lock that down. I mean, you can get on your racks, but so yeah. Fremont dorm kicked off. And then the next day, B-Yard kicked off. What's messed up about B-Yard, how that went down, is the dude who had the keys for the woods went up to the Northerners and said, we're cool, right? We're cool. And the Northerners said, yeah, we're cool. And then snuck up on him and got him a breakfast. So the white dude told all the other whites, keep your guard down. We're cool. No, you're not cool. They're like losing lives next door on A-Yard. Of course.
No, that's not, people don't understand, man, that, I heard a lot of guys say, fuck them Northerners, this, that, and the other. But you know what, man? When things were cool, Northerners always gave me a lot of respect. Like when I was in Tracy and Corcoran, there were Northerners and Southerners on the yard together. So they always gave me a lot of respect. But they run a very regimented program.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, big time.
You know, I've heard, man, like workout routines. If a northerner can't keep up, they'll stab him and run him off.
Yeah.
They don't want no weakness, right?
Right, man.
And when they get busy, they get with it, So that white dude, man, was mistaken. Whoever was running that yard, he was.
Yeah. Don't put your guard down around them dudes, man. Hell no.
Yeah. And so, like, for white dudes, like somebody says, "Hey, I got the keys to the yard," right? I mean, what does that mean to you?
To me, that means they're in charge of the whites and the whites on that yard. I have had the keys myself to a building at Wasco, but how I would do it, I would just pick someone from a car like Fresno. I would just pick one guy from Fresno, say, dude, you run the Fresno car. And then from Orange County, just pick one guy and you guys run it. And yeah, if you have a major issue, come get me, but everyone regulate your own car. I think somebody does have to be in charge. Someone has to be there to answer for something and to deal with other races. If there's tension, hey, let's go. What's going on? Iron it out. So I believe there does have to be someone in charge. But it doesn't mean he walks in like this and totally just fucking runs your whole program and shit. I'm not with that.
Oh, yeah, like we'll talk about that in a little bit because there's somebody that claims, Anyways, like when I was in Corcoran, there was a guy, he was from San Fernando Valley, but really he was from Pennsylvania. And so my cellie was from San Fernando Valley. And I told him, hey, bro, that dude's not even from California.
Yeah.
Fuck that dude. He ain't running this fucking yard. I go, I'm from San Diego. We run our own motherfucking program.
Yeah.
And, but, he was trying to tell my homeboy Selly left owing a bunch of money. He was trying to tell my Selly, my homeboy, they had to pay it. So me and my Selly went out and I told him, hey, dude, if you ever tell anyone from San Diego what to do again, I'm going to kill you. Bottom line, we run our own motherfucking car. You don't run us. And then my Selly told him, and you don't run fucking San Fernando car, lame. I run it. His name was Lyle. Brandon Lyle's Sonic Hedgehog was his nickname, but I tattooed the Sonic Hedgehog on his calf, but that dude was a fucking lame, man.
Especially being from Pennsylvania. He ain't got no right coming here claiming shit.
So really everybody kind of, each little car, you had a homeboy there named Festus. You know him?
Festus. Man, that sounds real familiar, man.
He was a good motherfucker. He came from Calipatria, man. He was like, man, I like this place. Hey, you could bring your boombox out to the yard. They had good food. He was like, man, I like it here. He was a good motherfucker, man. But each little car, each little, guys would run together. And I had a little crew of guys that were all from Northern California, Southern California, Bakersfield, all, bunch of youngsters. But, you need someone there to keep things.
Yes.
Someone needs to go to another race when there's a problem and say, hey, what's up? This is a problem, or and resolve it or not, But in that case, in Soledad, I would have told them dudes, hey, they're saying everything's all right, but because these dudes are northerners and they don't fucking give an inch,
let's just rush them. Yeah.
Stay strapped up and stay ready.
Yeah.
I would.
When I was in Corcoran, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I would have told them dudes that we would have just needed to get off. First.
Definitely what I would have done too.
That was.
I don't want to go back to I want to go back to Corcoran real quick and just say that when I was there, I got off on the wrong foot. The dude who had the keys to the yard, he didn't lie to me for nothing, man, for shit. And there was a lot of tension with him and I. It was kind of uncomfortable. And the reason was, when you go to an orientation building, and when you got an orientation, you go to a cell. It's available with your white, right? So me and my cell, we were in the orientation building. There's only 2 white cells open. One in building 3 right there and one in building 5.